Well, that's no means decided. Make sure you wash your hands. So I've got to put my knob away first. Actually, I was thinking, if you're wearing gloves, even if you're wearing gloves, you might touch your head with your gloves on. So if your gloves are touching someone with this virus, and then your gloves touch your head or something like, because you go like that, don't you? Have you noticed how a lot of human actual movements involve the head? Like sign language, isn't it? Like we're apes. We are apes. Make no mistake, human beings are apes. We're apes like no other apes. Well, in fact, we're exactly the same as other apes, they're a bit clever. But we are apes. And the fact is, apes do talk with sign language in many ways. Like we know something. When you know something, you scratch your nose, don't you? Do you mind, can you hold on a minute? But human beings do communicate with sign language a lot, you see. Actually, there's a lot of sign language involved in human communication. For instance, I see you. Like, you don't need words for language sometimes. I heard Tim Brooke Taylor died tonight. I heard Tim Brooke Taylor just died of this coronavirus, didn't he? Tim Brooke Taylor? You've never heard of Tim Brooke Taylor, have you? He was in the Goodies. You ever heard of the Goodies? Tim Brooke Taylor, Bill Oddie and Graham Garden, actually, it was. In the Goodies, in the 1970s. My favourite, after Monty Python, I love Monty Python, but Goodies were one of my favourite fucking shows in the 1970s. I love the fucking Goodies. So I'm really sad that Tim's died. Is the hat too much? Or should I take off the hat or leave it on? Leave it off there. Hang it somewhere. But Tim Brooke Taylor died apparently today from this coronavirus, and it's very serious. But let's be honest with you. Can I be honest with you, truly, about the Goodies? That's Tim Brooke Taylor, who's just died, Graham Garden and Bill Oddie. You have never shown repeats. BBC have never, ever shown a repeat of any of the Goodies episodes. I think the 1970s it was, wasn't it? The Goodies. They were the most excellent, funniest fucking comedians. They were fucking funny, man. You should do this on BritBox. You should do the Goodies on BritBox now. Alright, I've been trying to get BritBox to release the Goodies for about a couple of weeks. I knew something big was going to happen with the Goodies. I knew that. I had a feeling a couple of weeks ago, like, I was thinking, I haven't seen the Goodies for a while because they've never been repeated. It's about one of the only shows, well, except for Ain't Half Hot Man. Ain't Half Hot Man, because it's racist apparently. Because some white bloke played a black bloke or whatever, you know. But anyway, yeah. But hell, yeah. The Goodies have never been repeated on BBC, have they? That's always been the gripe. Do you remember that? Bill Oddie's doing bird watching. Hopefully Bill Oddie and Graham Garden are still going to survive all of this. Now I'm getting the joke. I've just got the joke. Well, not the joke. I'm getting it tonight. You know, it's a bad joke, maybe. Maybe it's just a fucking bad joke. But I'm just saying. I used to love watching the Goodies every Thursday. I think it was every Thursday. I can't remember. Once a week, you know. They went on for about 8 years or something. So I think Graham Garden is still doing. Well, he was before this coronavirus. Before the coronavirus, I think Graham Garden was still lecturer at a university or something, wasn't he? He's a teacher, sort of thing. Graham Garden is. I don't know what he teaches. Lunacy, probably. Very funny man. But after the Goodies, I think Graham Garden went back to doing lecturing at some university or something. He was a university lecturer, sort of thing, still. Oh, I'd love to have gone to one of Graham Garden's lectures. Graham Garden. He's a character, man. Lovely bloke. Do you know he's a lecturer at some university, actually. They did the goodies in this spotlight thing. And there's Bill Oddie. And Bill Oddie hasn't been doing much. I think Bill Oddie's been doing some bird watching for the last 40 years, haven't you, Bill? Mirror, mirror on the wall, I'm Bill too. That's scary, isn't it? Bill Oddie, are you still alive? Bill Oddie, I'm Bill too, you see. Bill Oddie, are you still alive? About this coronavirus now. Tim Brooke Taylor's just died of it, yeah? I said Tim Brooke Taylor's just died of coronavirus. Bill Oddie, you still mirror, mirror on the wall? I bloody hope so. Stay alive, mate. Please stay alive, Bill. All my heroes keep dying. That's always been my problem. All my fucking heroes keep dying on me, you know? Bill, are you still alive? I'm Bill too. I'm Bill Bailey. William Joseph Bailey, you see. I'm William Joseph Bailey. But I've just heard that Tim Brooke Taylor's just died of this coronavirus. And I'm thinking to myself, hell, well, let's hope. Let's hope that the BBC repeats the goodies now. Do you know, the fucking goodies? Tim Brooke Taylor, Bill Oddie and Graham Garden. I bet you didn't think that one would die, did you, Bill? Scary thought. Alright, but the point is that they had 8 years of the goodies we had, and they were hilarious. They were. Do you remember the funky? Let's all do the funky gibbon. Da da da. Oh, funky gibbon. Whatever. It's on the YouTube anyway. Funky gibbon, all that shit, and the black pudding Martha or something. Black pudding Bertha. Something like black pudding Bertha. I don't know. But anyway, I'm just saying the goodies are hilarious. If you want hilarity, if you want to really, really laugh, watch the goodies. But you cannot watch the goodies on computer at the moment because it's not been released, has it? The goodies have never been released on BBC or ITV or any other channel, whatever. They've never been repeated on YouTube. They might be on YouTube if you look for it, I suppose, the goodies. I might have to look for it on YouTube, actually. I have to have a look on YouTube next time on YouTube. I'll have to look for the goodies. But don't you think? It's a bit sad. The goodies, they were really big in the 1970s. They were the 1970s. The goodies were the 1970s. They were the 1970s. But you've never repeated the goodies since they were ever shown. They've never repeated any of the goodies episodes on BBC. They've been, in the 1970s, they were really big. But they never ever repeated the goodies on BBC, did they? Perhaps now, as Tim Brooke Taylor has died, the BBC would be kind enough to release the goodies repeats on the BritBox. I've got a BritBox. I do not have a TV licence because television's a waste of time, isn't it, nowadays? Basically, television itself is a waste of time when you can watch it on the fucking computer. You don't need a television and a computer, do you? Because your television is a computer. And because your television is a computer, you don't really need a television and a computer, because your television is a computer. But if you release goodies for a tribute for Tim Brooke Taylor, we've been trying to get this fucking release. I've been thought that for years. But anyway, but release the goodies on YouTube or on fucking BritBox, because that's BBC, innit, and ITV. So I've been saying, release the goodies on BritBox now, as a tribute to Tim Brooke Taylor. I would say as a tribute to Tim Brooke Taylor, release every episode of the goodies on BritBox, yeah? I got BritBox, it's £5 a week. That's a lot cheaper than a television licence, Mr. BBC. I don't want a TV licence. I don't need a TV licence. I've got Netflix and Amazon and BritBox, and I survived quite happily on that. Thank you very much on my videos. So, but the point is like you've never shown the fucking goodies again since the 1970s. Yeah, we might be 30 or 40, 50 years out of date. Is it 70? 50, you know, we're 50 years out of date. The goodies, this is for the goodies, right? (1970s) the goodies came out, wasn't it? Right, and have never ever been repeated by the BBC. They have never repeated the goodies on BBC. Well, now it's the year 2020 and everyone's got this coronavirus, and Tim Brooke Taylor just died from coronavirus. Okay. Maybe it's about time, because everyone's in quarantine. Everyone's in quarantine, everybody's locked up in their own little houses, and they need some laughter and they need some entertaining now. Everybody needs a little bit of entertainment, don't they? If you're locked up in your house and you can't go out anywhere, don't you wish you smoked a cigarette? Don't you wish you still smoked? About this coronavirus, don't you wish you still smoked? Really? Take a deep breath. Don't you wish you still fucking smoked a cigarette? Because like when you're panicking, it calms you down. Cigarettes calm you down, don't they? Make you feel good. So do marijuana joints, by the way. That's okay. What I'm saying is that, right, now that Tim Brooke Taylor has just snuffed it from this coronavirus, right? Tim Brooke Taylor, who you don't remember at all. Do you know most people have probably never even heard of Tim Brooke Taylor? That most people have never even probably heard of Tim Brooke Taylor. So as a tribute to Tim Brooke Taylor, and to keep people entertained on television while this coronavirus is going on, repeat the goodies on BritBox. Right, it's about £5 a week or something. You know what I mean? About £5 a week. All right, £5 a month. So it's about £5 a month, BritBox. Put the goodies on BritBox, right? Please, as a tribute to Tim Brooke Taylor, as a tribute to Tim Brooke Taylor, who has died of coronavirus, will you please put the goodies on BritBox? Yeah? As a tribute to Tim Brooke Taylor, will you please put the goodies onto BritBox? Thank you. Good night.